I mean, after you read this report, you know, you could accomplish what you set out to do if you would have abided by rules, regulations, laws, and collective bargaining agreements, but you didn't.
Is her opinion, and actually if you read that carefully, you'll see that she did actually say that we followed procedure, and the union actually didn't follow procedure. They didn't grieve in a timely fashion. She overlooked that, and she just went ahead and made the award to the union. So, in my defense, unions are not foreign. You know, I was a union member also for 30 years as a teacher. I was president of the Hershey Education Association 2 terms, which are 2-year terms, and also involve president-elect and the whole thing. It's like a 4-year series, so about 8 years. And I negotiated contracts for 15 years, and I was chairman of the grievance committee for a long, long, long time. So it's not completely foreign to me, and I understand unions, or at least I think I do. And I also understand that the statement that you just said about, incidentally, we're thinking about outsourcing, is considered a threatening statement in the Labor Relations Board, and you can't do that as an employer. So you wouldn't do that, or you would have had a grievance filed back against you then.
Question though, are you going to appeal this?
We have appealed it.
You have appealed it.
Yeah.
Now, why did you appeal it? May I ask that?
Because we think it's winnable.
How are we going to get out of the contract with the firm in Maryland?
We don't have to get out of it.
Why not?
Because we're going to have them manage.
They're going to manage Cedar Haven. In other words, they're still going to be here, but they're going to manage it under your control.
That's
correct.
Mm-hmm. And if you read the arbitration, which obviously you have, there's nothing in the arbitration about reestablishing the dietary department. The arbitration requires us to give those folks an opportunity to come back to work, which we have done.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
That's right.
Under this outfit from Maryland, under their control.
Right.
I understand that.
They're going to manage what employees choose to come back plus their employees. So we're still in line to save. You're concerned about the taxpayers' dollars, as are all of us. And we're still looking to save money through this whole deal, even with the cost of the arbitration and the cost of the appeal.
Well, it's common knowledge among us old folks in Lebanon County that, and what we're afraid of, that the county down the road is going to get rid of Cedar Haven. They're going to sell it off. And I don't ever see that to happen. Because like I've said before, we have a good county home. And I think the reason we have good county home is because the citizens here, the people here who work here, they live here. And they work for the county. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We don't want to see the county home sold off. Because I think if it's ever sold off, it's going to get downhill real quick.
Martin,
that's what I think.
Don't you think that the actions that were taken at the kitchen were in effort to save the home?
No, I don't. I'll tell you why. And here's another reason I say why. Here again, which I brought this up before.
That's why I did it.
Right. I think Commissioner Litz asked you a very good question.
What was
your concern is about preserving Cedar Haven. That is our concern as well. And right now we're spending, in addition to all the grants and reimbursement that we receive at Cedar Haven, about $12,000 a day of taxpayer money, which comes very close to $4 million a year of taxpayer money out of our budget, our local budget. Our concern is to stop the bleeding with that expense. And the first step that we took, which you and a number of other people in the county have been very critical, was to start on that road by saving what we expected to be about between $500,000 and $650,000. That was not a step to, as you say, throw the people under the bus before the Christmas holiday. That was not our intent, to put people out of work. No, that was not our goal. Our goal was to begin to save money in order to be able, for this community, this county, to afford to have Cedar Haven as a facility for our folks that are ready for that type of lifestyle. So, to be critical of us for that, I think is wrong. And we're all human here. We make judgments every day. And I don't think there's a person on this board that is gonna make a judgment to move forward on something like this with motives that are devious or improper. I really don't. I know these people, and I know myself. That was also during the budget process, Martin.
What's that?
When we did this, it was during the budget process in 2012 for the budget year 2013. So those decisions had to be made at that time. That's when we put together the budget for the next year. So it was timely from an operational standpoint. Okay? John?
Okay.
Not to belabor this, but to better understand it, you're complying with the arbitrator's ruling by bringing back the employees who want to return.
Right.
And they will work as county employees, but under the management of the outside firm.
That's our plan at this point.
Okay.
Yes,
But you're still going to appeal the ruling.
we are.
What benefit is there in appealing the ruling while you're complying with it?
Well, we have to comply, and we had no guarantee that filing the appeal would hold off the order, okay? That we couldn't get a definitive answer on that. So we didn't want to find ourselves in a situation where we were going against the ruling of the arbitrator. So we will be sending folks notice that they will have a job on February the 15th as the order requires. Or September 15th, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the last when we actually pay. So we wanted to make it possible to meet that, but we are still appealing it because we think that it was an improper ruling.
We offered many of the people employment in other areas of Cedar Haven, so they didn't really lose their benefits, they didn't lose their insurance, they have been gainfully employed the entire time. Some chose to retire. The likelihood of those people coming back is probably going to be slim, although there may be some that would like to come back. There might be 4 or 5 people who we weren't able to place yet.
So again, it's more of a principle type appeal, that we're right and you're wrong?
No, because we want to operate that as an outsourced facility. We don't intend to have county employees in there. We're doing that only because we're forced to.
I guess what I'm thinking is, am I correct that the contract with the county employees expires at the end of this year?
It does.
So in January, are you not free to do what you did last year to?
Free to negotiate.
Negotiate, but you're not free to do anything.
It's not carte blanche.
It's not.
We would operate under the existing contract until a new contract is agreed to, and so you could negotiate that, but it wouldn't be automatic.